Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Simuleos. How are you? Hey Buttercake. Hey. I probably should have just said hey. Today is a wonderful day filled with, stuff. I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean, I literally just woke up 30 minutes ago. I think I've decided I'm not going to wake up before 4 anymore. I just can't. Actually, I've been trying, and for some reason, I just can't get myself up before that time. So I think 4 o'clock is going to be my new wake-up time. I don't know, in part, every once in a while, again, my roommate just gets up at like 3 in the morning, every morning, and so I set my alarm to be like 3, and then I hear my roommate outside. I'm like, I really don't want to go outside when my roommate's outside. I don't know what it is, but, I mean, I don't know if you guys have the same thing, but I have a pretty large amount of social anxiety when I have to talk to people. Even if I see the people every single day, I still don't want to see anybody. I think maybe I should, not live with anyone for the rest of my life, or something along those lines. I'm not really sure. But there's a couple things I need to get done before the next YouTube video. The next YouTube video, of course, is on Euler methods. So this one will be, let's see, what do we have to do? We have to do Euler methods, right? But that's already done. The visualization's done. The algorithm archive article's done. All I have to do is the voice recording and the editing, and we're basically done there. So I think this video should be one of the easier ones to create, and I should be able to get it done all tomorrow, because we have everything else set. And I think that's starting a trend that I would like to continue with in the future, where I'd have all of the videos kind of ready to go the weekend I'm doing the editing. And I think that's going to be helped by the fact that I'll be doing videos every other week from now on. I've been to a barber for well over half a year because of social anxiety. Oh man, I know that too. By the way, hey JSPP, thanks for coming in. I don't even like to be around my parents in the morning. The rest of the day is fine, but morning, they're just, there I just want to be alone and do my stuff. That's a super stressful situation for me. First thing I hear, maybe I shouldn't live with anyone for the rest of my life. League of Legends. Oh, lol, LOL, ha. Fled, thanks for coming in, man. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of been thinking about it a lot recently. All I want, I don't know if you guys have seen these, but these are amazing. They're called tiny homes. Tiny homes. They're so cool. Let me see images. Okay, I know maybe you guys don't like them, but they are so cool. They're just these little houses. That's it. They're just little houses that, this is the size of the house. And I don't know, inside, they're just super small. Let me see if I can get you some good images here. Yeah, just something like this. Like, it's all built into one confined space, so you have one room, and this one room has everything in it, and that's it. It's just a very small home that you can just bring around with you. I mean, look at these. These are so cool. That's exactly what I want to live in, just something very small like that. Yeah, that's amazing. Then everything's in one room. You don't have to worry about other people. It's really cool. Oh, this one has a big X on it. I don't know why. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. Granted, the one that I would live in probably wouldn't look that cool, but I don't know. It's something that I like a lot. It's a minimalistic lifestyle with as little, I guess, unnecessary detail as you want. And, yeah, that's about it. Let's see. I got a barber who's really cool. She doesn't talk if you don't want to. Blood for Dan's game, it must smell of food. Where would I put my RGB triple monitor PC gaming setup? I mean, that's the thing. You kind of build it yourself, so you can put it anywhere. Your entire room could be your RGB triple monitor gaming setup. I mean, that could be it. I don't know. By the way, what do you mean RGB triple monitor gaming setup? Is one monitor for red, one monitor for green, one monitor for blue? Is that what you do? Because I kind of feel like that's not going to work for obvious reasons. But yeah, this is what I was thinking. I just buy one of these, live in one of these for the rest of my life. It's super cheap. Has everything I want, nothing more, nothing less, and I get to live alone for the rest of my life. I could potentially live in these places for a very small amount of money, so if I wanted to try doing the algorithm archive full time for a bit, I could after this. So there's not enough space for my giant desk. Well then, I don't know, put the computer outside or something. I don't know. Ooh, look at that. That's so cool. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rambling now. Oh, this guy has his own, thing, the gardening thing. Build a bay and put it into it. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things I've just been wanting for a while, and in fact, I was thinking, if I was ever going to build a mansion, rather than building, a giant house, I'd just build a bunch of tiny homes, kind of put together into its own little tiny village. Don't you ever want to marry, James? Not really. No, it's not really something for me. I don't really have a soul, so it's going to be hard to mate with anyone. Yep, that joke didn't land. Okay, so what else do we have? Yeah, so that was kind of what I was thinking recently. It's really cool. I don't know if you guys like the idea or not. You guys probably don't. I know it's not for everyone, but I was thinking about it recently and I was like, yeah, this is something I could definitely do. Another thing I was thinking about very recently was something that JSPP mentioned in chat just a second ago, but I don't know if that was to do with YouTube or to do with the GitHub repository. You can't do that. You need to live in a schloss. Could I make a tiny schloss? What would that be? A mini schloss? A small castle. Let me see. What if I can build a tiny castle? Tiny castle. The Boss Schloss? The Schloss Boss in the Boss Schloss? I don't know what that means. Time Castle Park? Oh, no, that doesn't look like it's a thing. Oh, let me spell tiny. Let's try that again. Don't seem to be any small castles. Oh, what is this nonsense? That was not what I was looking for at all. Maybe if I do tiny space castle. Nope. No, oh, here we are. That's something kind of neat. Yeah, I could live in one of those. Tiny schloss is okay, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so that was what I was thinking there. As far as the other thing I was thinking about, I just want to throw this out there. YouTube, recently, I've been noticing something. So, here, let me just throw this out there for you. You know, paint a picture, okay? YouTube encourages something called a watch session YouTube. Okay, so here's the idea. This is something that I've recently figured out, I suppose you could say, or thought about recently. No, this isn't like secret interest or anything. This isn't quite the same page I was talking about. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. See, here's the thing. There's two things on YouTube. One is watch time. One is watch session time. So basically, if people watch your video for 10 minutes and watch all of your videos, and all your videos comprise of maybe 2 to 3 hours of watch time or something like this, that's fine. You get 2 to 3 hours of watch time. However, fled asexual James. I mean, I don't really talk about my orientation on here, but you know, whatever. Let me think. So what I was saying with the YouTube watch time thing, here's the thing that's really weird for me. Okay, so YouTube and pretty much all of its blog posts say that they're trying to encourage the educational community, right? And I think that's fine. However, there's a bit of a problem with this. And that is that the way that education happens is fundamentally opposed by the YouTube algorithm. Now let me explain. See, if people watch all your videos, you know, and you have 10 hours of content. They watch 10 hours of content, let's say. That's fine. But let's say you have very short videos that get to the point very quickly, you know? The whole point in the educational channel that you're doing is so that people can Google whatever you're trying to explain, like maybe eigenvectors, 4-dimension stuff, whatever it is, and they get their answer within 3 to 4 minutes of what they need, you know? You don't want to waste people's time, so your educational content is specifically tailored for people to look up and learn as quickly as possible. Okay, let's say that's what you do. This means that people will come onto YouTube, watch your 4-minute video, and then leave. And that's a bit of a problem. Because even though your watch time is pretty good, people watch 100% of all your videos, your watch session time is very low because people only pop in and then they pop back out. YouTube prioritizes videos that encourage longer watch sessions. So this means if people only watch 10% of your videos, but they were on YouTube for a full hour, then that video where they were on YouTube for the full hour would be more promoted than the video where they only come in for 5 to 10 minutes. And here's why I think this is a bad idea. Because for educational content on YouTube, this is directly opposed to what educational content should be. And that means short, quick content that gives you the exact information that you need. And I've been thinking about how this is even worse for my channel, because at the end of my channel, I tell people to stop their WAP session. I tell them to leave YouTube and then go immediately to the algorithm archive. And so I don't know, I've been thinking about it recently and I really feel like, I mean, I don't watch YouTube very much. I don't really enjoy making YouTube videos. The YouTube community is also the least active YouTube community, and or the least active community of the ones that I have. And the algorithm fundamentally opposes what I want to do. So maybe, I don't know, I've just been thinking about it recently. It's like, maybe it is a lost cause. Maybe, even though it is my largest audience, maybe it's it's just my largest audience by happenstance. Because if you look at my statistics, it ends up being that people find my channel basically by search results. And that's usually not by like the homepage or anything else. It's not usually recommended. So Leos is VI sexual. He wants to marry VI in the future. You know what? Hey, maybe that's the best way to do it. Please, not my best joke, I know. Make 3-hour videos like Professor Leonard. I don't like long videos. Like streams are okay because I'm making an exception for streams because usually when I'm watching a programming stream, it's when I'm doing something else in the background. And so sometimes it's kind of nice to just have someone ramble in the background and then every once in a while just pop up and be like, yo, this guy's programming. I too should be programming. You know, it's kind of nice. And then some gaming streams are also quite nice. Like for example, Zeldathon. Every time Zeldathon comes on, I enjoy Zeldathon. ADGQ is one of those that I also kind of enjoy, you know? I don't enjoy it as much as Zeldathon, but it's still good, you know? There's certain community components that I like about Twitch that, quite simply, YouTube doesn't provide. You know, the chat in Twitch is 10 times better than the YouTube comment section. Because immediately when someone posts something in chat, I see it and I can respond to it. So I guess that was my thing. I know this sounds really dumb, because I've been focusing on YouTube for the past few years, but I think from now on, I think I'm not going to be focusing on YouTube. I mean, obviously I'll be trying to make YouTube videos as soon as I can, as often as I can, but I think rather than pushing myself to make the YouTube content as good as possible, I'm going to push myself to make the algorithm archive content as good as possible, and maybe up the quality of the stream and stuff like that. It'd be so cool if we had a stream context index that would make uploaded streams very useful, but too much work. It is kind of a lot of work. And also, I haven't been uploading streams as frequently as I should, but I should be doing it more frequently. But I just wanted to hear what you guys said. I don't know how many of you guys found me via YouTube. I know Buttercake and JSPP said that they did. But a lot of the heavy people who... Oh, no, Buttercake didn't. Buttercake found me on Twitch. No, or was it because of the Draw Curiosity thing? I don't remember. Maybe the Gathros also said they found me via the Draw Curiosity collaboration. Well, that's the thing, too. I do want to try some collaborations on YouTube, because I think that's the only way I'm going to grow my channel if I'm fundamentally working against the YouTube algorithm. Found you Twitch only. Hey, Timbox Stream. By the way, thanks for commenting. I don't think I've seen you in a bit. Valentine's collab. Yeah, that's it. Draw Curiosity. So pretty much everyone found me through Draw Curiosity. That's interesting. So yeah, collaborations seem like the best way forward then. That's what I should do. Exclusively collaborations from now on, because that's the only way I'm going to grow my channel, I think. Which is good. I have a lot of what am I going to say? I have a lot of collaborations coming up. It's been so long since I found that I no longer remember how or why I found you. I do remember I know Adam's stream because of one of your hosts, though. Yeah, Adam's quite good. Found you. Yeah, fair enough. I came from Draw Curiosity as well. Yeah, I think you just said that with the Valentine's collab. Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. If YouTube is being somewhat successful in terms of building an audience, it's being successful in building an audience, so I shouldn't get rid of it. It's just weird because none of my communications happen on YouTube, which I guess is fair enough because YouTube doesn't provide the tools for me to interact with people. Twitch does. On the other hand, it is weird because Twitch... Yeah, I guess that is kind of weird because my Twitch streams are like programming streams, right? So it's weird that people would pop into a programming stream and just watch it, you know? The other thing too is I'm kind of aggressive towards my community. Not like aggressively mean, but like aggressively nice, if that makes sense. You know, like if people don't show up for a while, I send them a message. I'm like, yo, where are you? What's up? How's everything going? That type of thing, you know? And that's something that I don't think people normally do. But it is something that I'm very keen to keep going because honestly, the only reason I'm doing any of this is so I can have a community. I don't care about popularity on YouTube. Like who cares about that? The thing I care about is having a group of people that like to program together. And that's where I want to, that's what I want to do. I don't care about, again, having millions of subscribers on YouTube. If I have 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, but a super active community like we have now, that's super good for me. If I remember correctly, my English isn't on a level where I can watch her videos and understand them fully. Actually, that's another question I've had recently. Is American English easier to understand than, I guess I'm going to say British English, but there's a lot of different English, I guess you could say, vernacular. There's a lot of different English accents in that same area. Leos just want that sick play button. I don't, though. I mean, that's the thing. The play button's nice and all, but what I really just want is a bunch of people to program together with. And it's super cool because we have that now. You know, it's one of those things I realized after the Gale Shapley algorithm. We're so close to having exactly what I wanted. Just a group of people that work together and program together. It's so much fun. And I don't know, maybe you guys don't think it's as fun as I do, but I think it's super fun just to be able to pop in and start programming and have a whole bunch of people be like, yo, you're doing this wrong. And I'm like, yep, thanks for noticing. And that's it. I don't know. It's fun. And I guess that's why I'm so community focused. You know, it's why I respond to literally every comment on YouTube and why I do my best to promote, you know, Discord here on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe I'm not doing as well as I could because I could be more consistent and all this kind of stuff. But I really, really, really want a just large group of people to program with, and that's it. I don't care about popularity. I don't care about anything else. I don't even care if I'm the main channel in this collaboration, this community. I just want people to work with, you know? American film and media is so persuasive. I guess most are used to American English nowadays. Yeah, I believe that. I wouldn't really say so, but Draw Curiosity uses much biology-specific language, I see, if I remember correctly, and that's hard to understand if you're not into it. Yeah, but I use physics and math specific language, you know, and yeah, I definitely use physics and math specific language. I'll say like eigenvector and eigenvalue all the time, or convolution, or things like this. I try to explain it when I do, but every once in a while I'll just say something that doesn't make any sense. Again, I try to fix that, but it happens. It happens because my background is in physics and math, and every once in a while I just find mathematics to be the easiest way to describe something. This happens a lot with me and, like, for example, with the Fourier transform video. I tend to find that you just show me the formula and I'm like, yeah, this is easy for me to understand, especially if it's in a discretized way where I can immediately put it into code. Once I can put it into code, I'm like, yep, I understand it. We learned British English in school, but hey, I wouldn't be at the level I'm on today without watching English YouTube and so on. Yeah, that's true. I guess YouTube is very popular in, like, it is very English-centric. That's not true, because there's like YouTube Japan, YouTube, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of different YouTubes in Europe. I mean, like, my YouTube is YouTube Japan. Like, for example, if I go to youtube.com right now, let's go to youtube.com, and I go to trending, the trending tab is just completely useless for me because I just can't watch any of these videos, you know? Like, what's the point? I don't understand. So, being able to code things and to understand them is how I survived school. Exactly, that's what I did too. It's one of those things that some people just get, come on. Some people don't understand when I say this, but the only way I could understand like half of the physics is by putting it into code. And then once I put it into code, I'm like, I get it now. That was why I had so much trouble with quantum mechanics, because I didn't have a good way to solve the Schrodinger's equation at the time. And so people just give me a bunch of math and I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means, you know? And there you have many people that have English just as a second language and make videos in it. Yeah, that's true too. Every time there is a new topic in math or physics classes, I tried to write a program on my TI-82 calculator during lunch or at home. Yeah, man, you know what? It was one of those things. I'm not a great programmer. I know I'm not a great programmer, but I've been using programming to understand the world around me for so long that without programming, I just can't imagine how to understand anything. Like, I know a lot of people who do explicitly analytical formulas with physics, and I don't get it. I don't understand. You show me Hamiltonian, I can kind of sort of guess what each term is, and that's fine. But I can't see what it's going to do unless I simulate it. It's the only way I can figure it out. I just learned all my math through one old website I discovered. I know that. I still have that calculator, and I can probably still program on it. Learning it yourself and getting it explained by a great text is perfect. Yeah, honestly, that's why I wanted to do the algorithm archive to begin with, because Again, I realized this a while ago after I'd already been making videos for a while and already had a platform on both YouTube and Twitch. And what I realized was, for me, I don't watch too much video content. Twitch is an exception because, again, I put that on in the background while doing other things. And, you know, sometimes I'll watch some music or music videos or something on YouTube, again, putting it on in the background while doing other things. But I don't watch YouTube, you know? I don't just sit down and just watch video after video after video. And I definitely don't learn things on YouTube. I learn things by trying to figure it out on my own, and then after my own intuition fails, figuring out what other people do. My order is usually the following. Just because I enjoy reading research papers, I start with research papers. Then after research papers, I go to Wikipedia or some sort of online resource. After all that's done, then I take a step back, I try to think about things, figure it out on my own, and then after that's done, I then give up. Because if I can't figure it out on my own, I can't read it from text, there's really no point in learning it. But if I really, really, absolutely need to learn it, then I go back and I say, okay, well, let's see if a video has the information. And that's usually what I do. Video content is the last form of content I'll go to when I want to learn something. And I guess that's not true for everyone, because I mean, there's some mathematical visualizations that work best on YouTube. 3 Blue 1 Brown sells this. I mean, he does so well with this. And honestly, his channel is one of the reasons I was thinking about just quitting YouTube altogether, because I mean, he does it. He's better than I am and more popular, and people tend to like his content. So why not just let him do it and work exclusively on the algorithm archive, which is what I like better anyway. So it's just something I was thinking about recently. I'm not going to quit. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you guys know that YouTube isn't my favorite thing to do. It's something I do because it's how I advertise in a way. And if I could just do Twitch in the algorithm archive, I would do just Twitch in the algorithm archive. I would drop YouTube. But I feel like you guys know me from YouTube, you know, and Twitch programming isn't, I mean, I do this every day. I spend too long rambling, but go to browse. We go to, by the way, this also bugs me about Twitch. I don't know if this bugs any of you guys, but it does bug me a little bit. Why is League of Legends a community? Does that not bug anyone else? The fact that League of Legends is a community? Also, variety streaming, does this count for creative? I don't know. But it is a little bit weird, in my opinion, that we have like games on the communities tab. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just go to programming. So you go to the programming community here. I mean, it's just not popular enough. I mean, I'm number, what, 5 here? That's the highest person on, oh, I'm sorry. The highest person on Twitch programming has, like, maybe 5 times as many many viewers as I do. And it's one of those things that I feel like I want to build the programming community, but I don't know how. I've been trying for years to build the programming community on Twitch, and I can't figure it out. I've thought about a number of things, like a charity hackathon would be great, but we have no visibility on Twitch, you know? Like, you go to the communities, and there's just so many communities, it's so hard to find programming. It's just hard. The whole thing is just hard. I'm wondering, though, what happens if we just do programming here, go to the programming game? Oh, that's the channel. I want to do programming. There should be like a programming game. Here it is. Maybe I should start streaming on the programming game again. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Learning CaiVL algorithm archive updates. Yeah, let's do it. You need to practice for the tests, though, because much of math is remembering formulas in school. That's totally true. Learning it yourself and getting it explained by a great text is perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some stuff done. And by go ahead, I mean, let's waste 20 minutes rambling about stuff that probably people don't actually care about. And then let's start working on CaiVL, which is the reason for the stream. Again, yesterday I screwed up big time. I was being a complete and total idiot. I solved the issue like immediately after stream, as often happens. Usually what happens is if I'm like super frazzled, I just... Oh, just correct your title. Oh. Usually if I'm super like tired or something during the day, streaming and coding is something very difficult for me to do. I can either talk a lot or I can stream. You can actually get an intuition for a lot of formulas. This is also true, but it takes a while for me to get that intuition. So you don't have to learn that many of them. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. Like in physics, in particular, all you need to know is a harmonic oscillator and like one other thing. And basically, once you know those two things, you're done. You just need to know one formula and you're basically solved. Okay, so let's go. We're going to CD into projects, CaiVL. I spent too long rambling like I did yesterday. CD projects, CaiVL. Okay, let's do a quick, I don't know what I want to do. Let's do a quick make here. Great, it makes. Fantastic. Run./viz test, and let's see what we have here. So we generated an image which is temp image 0000000.png. So let's go ahead and do mirage temp image 000.png, and we get a black image, exactly what I was hoping to get. Just for the record, that was what I was trying to generate yesterday, and I failed that. That's how bad of a programmer I am. Okay. I basically never prepared for a physics test in high school. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, you get what they do and when they use them, but at one point I just have to remember the PQ formula, for example. Sorry for the yawn. You know some basics and you can do everything. If you use them often, though, you know them anyway. Yeah, that's true, too. I tend to find... Okay, so for me during high school, I don't know if this is true for anyone else, but I tended to not learn anything in lecture just because I don't learn very much in lecture. But I learned a lot from textbooks. So what I would do... I had an insane work ethic in high school. I would go home, I would read the text, and then I would do every single extra problem in the text, all of them, because that was the only way I could figure out how to do anything. And so whenever I thought I was falling behind in class, I would just go home and I would do every single exercise I could find, and that was it. And that didn't give me any intuition, but it gave me a lot of background knowledge. I think I told this story already, but a friend of mine and me actually derived a new formula that wasn't in the textbook. It was well known, of course, but didn't know about it. Yeah, I did the same in physics. It's super easy to do with physics because there's a lot of intuition there, and you can just kind of guess and figure it out. And it's a really nice shortcut for calculating something. Can't remember what anymore. Yeah, I did the same thing. It was with the range formula for me. They were giving like the range in which you throw a ball and how far does it go. And I found a way to calculate it that was super intuitive, straightforward, and much easier than the method that we were supposed to do. For the life of me, I couldn't remember the range formula, so I just made it up on my own. And that was what I did, and it worked pretty well. Okay, so CD. Let's go into VI source and frame functions. Actually, let's go into source visualization test for now. Okay, so basically this is what I have. I did frame test, I initialized the frame, and then I just did draw frame. That's all I want to do. So now the idea is in draw frame, what I want to do is I want to clear the frame after drawing the frame. And then we should be able to just like change things around at will and like draw an arc on a frame and stuff like that. So that's something I want to get to today so that I have the ability to just very quickly just draw things, you know what I mean? Like just very quickly change a frame up. So similar to what we did over here, but I want to kind of shorten this all into like 1 or 2 key sentences so we don't have any problems there. And it was a really nice shortcut for calculating something. Yeah, okay, I don't remember anymore. Again, guys, as I said before, feel free to say whatever you want in the comment section or chat section. I'll totally get to those you know what I mean. Say whatever you want in the chat. I'll get to it as soon as I can. One thing I want to point out, though, is that I will not be streaming tomorrow or the day after that. I need to be preparing for the Euler method video, so I need to do the voice recording tomorrow morning. And then I need to focus on the Huffman encoding algorithm the day after that, because I need to get the voice recording done for that. I'm actually very excited for writing the chapter on Huffman encoding. Like, this is one of those algorithms I have been wanting to cover forever, and I love it. It's so cool. We've already done it on stream, so I feel like, I mean, yeah, it was like a year ago, but I'm so excited for it. It is, it's so exciting. And I know a lot of people don't care about it, but I love Huffman encoding. It's the algorithm that got me into algorithms. I remember I was studying a data compression class, and, you know, I took the class, I don't know why I took the class. I took information theory, and I didn't need data compression, but I needed another elective, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Information theory and data compression go hand in hand. I already took information theory, I learned Huffman encoding a little bit in information theory, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go into data compression, because data compression is really cool. And then I just found an appreciation for it. I really liked it. It was amazing. And I remember thinking, that was the one class I took. Data compression and information theory. I'd say those are the 2 classes I took that fundamentally changed how I perceived programming, I guess you could say. I also took coding theory, and we did, what did we do in coding theory? I want to say we did some basic encryption and stuff like that in coding theory. But obviously I skipped cryptography, which I really shouldn't have skipped. But the thing is, at some point it became too mathy, and I'm not very good at super mathy things. I need to do kind of more applied things for me to understand it. And so I tend to just zone out if I can't immediately put it into code. And that was something that I found to be true in a lot of the heavy math courses. I should have, again, looking back, done a computer science degree, but that's all in the past, you know? So yeah. Okay, so let's get this done. What I want to do is something very basic here. So we have frame test. So now what I want to do is draw a simple arc on frame test, draw the frame, and then have the frame erase the previous frame and draw a new frame. So let's go into the draw frame function, vi source and frame functions. So we're going to go into draw frame, oh my gosh, draw frame. Oh, ha, it was right there. Okay, so what are we going to do then? We are going to erase the frame. So we should have like a clear context or something. Clear context or something. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. So we should be able to just clear the context afterwards. And I think that should work. We have clear layers. Let me check to see what clear layers does. Actually, you know what I should probably do? I guess a highlight.js thing takes some time or never happens, so I'll mark the PR as finished for now. Yeah, that's true. So as far as the highlighting is concerned on the algorithm archive, for some reason C++ and C have some weird problems that I don't know why they highlight and why they don't. Sometimes, for some reason they didn't highlight in the Gale-Shapley algorithm. I'm not sure why, but they highlight everywhere else. Then for C#, it's apparently not highlighting either, and I'm not sure if it's just like a weird bug that happens every now and again, or what. I'm not sure. Okay, now I've got a question for you guys. How should we interface with these frames? My opinion is that if we're going to be interfacing with these frames, we should probably be interfacing with them always as a set of frames or a set of layers, right? And so in this case, we should probably still be using the init layers command, or we create a new struct. And this new struct will be initialized as a set of layers, right? However, the new struct will basically just be a vector of frames. So let me think. Okay, so here, let's talk about this real quick. So I'm going to open up a new terminal, Zernal, and let's talk about how we do this, because there's a couple different ways to do it, and I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. So I'm going to erase this or draw this. I'm going to just do stuff. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Pop this over there. Great. Okay. So currently we have this set called layers, which is a vector of frames. Right? Now, the reason I have this set this way is so that the very bottom layer is, of course, just a frame, but this has some sort of background color on it. So I'm going to say background here. Then all the other layers on top of it are transparent. And we draw like maybe a circle on here, a line on here, maybe a smiley face on here. And in the end, when we want to render the frame, we use the draw frames command. And this basically takes all these transparent layers and we smack them on top of each other. That's the point of this layers function here. Or that's the point of the layers now. Okay, so in order to create the layers, we use the init layers function, right? And so then we return back a vector of layers, and that's fine. In fact, the way I've done this up till now is I always talk about layers, not frames. The question is, do I instead create a separate struct? So new page before. Do I continue to call layers a vector of frames, sorry. Pretend that actually makes sense. Or do I create a new struct called layers? Now I realize this is kind of one of those things that doesn't really matter in the end, but it matters for the interface of this. So on the one hand, this would mean that every time people initialize the code, they say that we create 3 or 4 different layers, and these 3 or 4 different layers are in some sort of vector, right? So this would mean that when we initialize the code, we write it something like this down here, where we say std vector frame layers. Okay? I would actually make a function like draw. Layer, start time, end time, shape. That won't necessarily work, I don't think, in all cases, because like if you have to draw. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Gaston. The issue with this is that, well, it's a couple of different things, right? So we have to do. Yeah, so that brings me up to the next bit, but we're not there yet. So that goes into shapes, and the question is, how do we draw all the shapes and all that kind of stuff? But I'm not at that point yet. I'll get to that point maybe by the end of the day, because there's also some issues there that I was kind of writing down recently. I kind of took my lunch break yesterday and spent some time figuring that out. It's not as simple as I thought it would be. But with this guy over here, shape was tangential. Wait, what do you mean shape was tangential? I'm sure the point is just that the user enters a layer. I see what you're saying. Sure, that makes sense for the drawing. My question is, how do we initialize this? Do we give the people this guy here, and you grow the number of layers behind the scenes? Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. Okay, I see what you're saying. So then the guy just says, I draw on layer 0, I draw on layer 1. Okay, let me think about how that one would work. So we do some sort of layers. So in the end, there is a vector of frames that we kind of push to and draw from and stuff like that. Okay, so then we'd need like some sort of append layer to the vector of frames here. And in that case, that should work pretty well. Okay, yep, I like that idea. That's pretty good. So let's see if we can modify the code to do that. So that way when we do the initialization, the construction of the frame struct, we automatically put frame into a vector size 0 or a size 1. And then we put it into a vector of size 1, and then anytime we need more layers, we add to it from there. Okay, yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so we have frame test here. So let's go ahead and get that done today and see how much further we can get after that. Okay. So we're going to go into visualization test.cpp. Yeah. So let's go into over here via include frame functions.h. Dang it, I did it again. There we go. Okay, so we have color, we have frame here. And I would guess that the way I want this to be done is to keep this frame struct as is, and then create a separate struct down there, which would be struct. But I guess I would call it struct. One second, how do you spell struct? There we go. Maybe animation? So then you create the animation and you say stuff like that. You have a constant for the user, so the user can just do draw background. For background layer? Yeah, so some sort of enum that's held. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. So I guess what I want to do is some sort of struct animation here. And let me just flesh this out. So in here we're going to have the following. We will have some sort of std vector frame, and we'll call this layers. And then we have some sort of function in here, which is void, and draw layers here. Okay, so then the idea is we have some sort of vector frames, and we draw the layers on top of that. Anything else we need in this guy? I guess we need like draw and all that kind of stuff, but we go from there. ST always trips me up. Yeah, C++ code has a lot of STDs in it. I mean, for obvious reasons, you know, it's used everywhere, C++, so. You would just name frame layer and anim frame. But I guess it's rather charming that CaiVL is full of STDs. What? That's not charming at all. I'd rather just like this naming. I would just name frame layer. Yeah, that's fair enough. We can do that. And then animation. Yeah, okay. Let me think. Yep, let's do it that way. So what I need to do then is change this guy here. And let's see. Ooh, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Layer. And we're gonna go down here and change this to frame. I think we can still call this animation though. Let me think. So we have a layer that's going to be drawn. It's not a frame anymore, right? So that is correct. It is definitely a layer. And then we have a vector of layers here that we call layers, which is fine. We have draw layers, which should also be fine. Now the question is, for the struct animation, what should we call it? What else would we want to use animation for? Because I'm thinking, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Everyone just says, we're going to create some animation. Yeah, but that's what this is. This is an animation, right? So the animation itself, and then we draw a shape. So let me see if I can speak. Here's my idea. We call the whole thing an animation, right? So then the object that they're working with is the animation. And then for the animation, they add in a circle drawing for 2 seconds, plus a square drawing. What else would you call it? Maybe a scene, I guess? Actually, you know what? Scene makes more sense. This makes more sense, because then you'll be adding animations to the scene. And in every scene... No, that doesn't make any sense, because this is a single frame. Actually, this is a frame. That's actually how it is. Right there. So we have struct frame, because a frame would be a set of layers that we concatenate into a single image. So that's actually the correct naming scheme, I think. And then we could add a scene later. Oh, did you say to turn anim to frame? Oh, I'm sorry. I totally... Yeah, okay, you're right. I was wrong. I should have... that was a waste of time. Okay, so something like this, though. I think that's okay. Okay, so what do we need to do then? What we need to do is change a lot of the functions that we have already, so that they work with this new naming scheme. Yep, that's what we need to do. So let me go into VI source, frame functions here, and I guess everywhere we see frame, we change it to layer. And everywhere where we see layers... Yeah, okay, we gotta redo everything anyway. Shoot. That's a pain in the butt. But that's okay. We'll get it done. Quit here. Okay, so let's see how far we get today. There's a lot of work to do here. Again, we just have to rewrite basically everything. So... and we'll just see how far we get. Okay, so let's do it. So we have frame animation here. Let's see, how many functions do we actually have to change? Actually, it's not so many. Not so many. So this is going to be changed to layer. And I guess we'll call it... Yeah, I guess that's fine. So color background layer. Let's see, what do we have here? STD vector of layer. But in this case, the draw layers command will be no longer outside here. Clear context, Cairo T context. This guy will be clear layers again. This is probably going to be in this guy over here. So draw layers and clear layers. Wait. I think I'm doing that right. I think. By the way, Gustorn in particular, but everyone in chat, thank you guys so much for doing doing the code reviews and stuff for the algorithm archive and that stuff up to now. I mean, I don't know if it's fun for you guys, but it's definitely fun for me to read this type of stuff and to listen to what you guys have to say. It's actually very, I don't know, I very much like it, being a part of a community that does, you know, programming together and stuff like that. It's great to have the code just not completely torn apart, but you know what I mean, like discussed in a way that is beneficial to everyone, you know? I know that in some sense, because of how long the discussions are, it might seem like you're tearing people apart. But that's not what you guys are doing. You guys are actually being very constructive. And I think that's really good. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I don't know. I just want this community to be, you know, big. That's the only reason I'm doing YouTube, right? Like I said this before, it's like an advertisement. And if, I guess this would be layer frame or something. No, I don't know what to call it. But really, if, I guess I have to do, yeah, so then I also have to do a constructor in here. 1 second. So I guess we're going to do frame here. And vector frame init layers would be here, so then we just do a similar constructor to what we had up there. Yeah, okay. So let me go ahead and delete these guys down here, and then we'll edit the frame functions in a bit. But yeah, it's super cool to have a community on GitHub. There was that, the one guy called EarthFail. I recently emailed him to see if he would join us on the Discord chat, but he didn't respond to that one. That's okay. I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's really cool. Okay, so now we do clear context there. In principle, these should be correct. Create background for layer animation, but in principle, these should all be objects of the other functions. Or objects of the other structs. Clear context. I'll leave them outside for now. Color background. Yeah, okay, so we'll see what happens. So let's go into source frame functions here. And we have frame init. This should be okay. Frame destroy. Yep, that should be okay. Create background. Should all be okay. That should all be okay. What I'm looking for, let's see, frame draw frame. Oh, but these have been changed. They're no longer frame. They are layer. Okay. So let's go ahead and change that. There's going to be layer in it. Then we go down here, layer destroy. Down here, create background. This should be the same. Layer draw frame. Well, I hope people think the code got better for all the code reviews. Yeah, I think so. I think people, I mean, that's how you get better at programming, right? You get better at programming by, this one needs to change draw layers. You get better at programming by people telling you you're crap at programming, right? I mean, that's unfortunately how it is. So we have init layers. I think the rest of these are layer stuff. Good. Okay, so now we have to modify these functions down here. Okay, so we have draw layers. That is okay. I'm gonna have to change the constructor in here. That's why I kind of left it blank. I'll do that in just a second. I mean, we'll get there when we get there. I'll go ahead and put that down right now. Okay. So now let's go through and create these member functions here. So we have layer create frame, but maybe I should change the way that this is called. Do I use create frame? We have create frame. For init layers, I use create frame. Layers of i.create frame. Yeah, there's a lot to do here. Hello, Gustorin. What happened? Hi, Loy Ice Bubba. Thanks for coming in. Wait, what happened there? Was there something in Twitch chat that I missed? Let me see. What do we have here? Oh, I'm probably not going to see it if I go to my channel. Right, because I don't know if I see previous chat. No, I don't see previous chat messages. That's okay. Okay, so let's go from there. We have create frame. And again, we're just going to have to rename basically everything. So. Oh. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why I said Loy Ice Bubba is new here. Is it supposed to say that? Well, okay, fair enough. We'll see. You don't see Twitch's automatic greetings? Wait, Twitch has automatic greetings? I don't know if I like automatic greetings. You know? Like, because if I pop into a channel's chat, I don't like it saying, hey, welcome here. I thought I had that disabled. Okay, that's fine, fair enough. Okay. So we're gonna do create frame. Maybe it's not automatic, maybe they opt into it. Okay, I'll look into it. It's something we need to do in a bit. Okay, so I think the rest of these guys should be okay to go. Layer init. Yep, layer draw frame. Okay, and I guess it should be changed to draw layer. So now we're going to go over here and change that to draw layer. Layer. Here. Create frame, draw layer. How do you get rid of everything I did locally? What do you mean everything? I think the easiest way to get rid of everything you did locally is by the following command. Just rm-rf, then just slash. And I think you might need to do a sudo in front of that. And maybe a star after this or something like that. But that'll get rid of everything if you're interested. Please don't actually do that. Apparently you can't see them in IRSSI. Can't see it either. Yeah, I guess not. There's some things that Twitch does that I can't see in the chat. It's still better than YouTube chat. Okay, so we do draw layer. I think I could change it to draw layer over there, so that should be okay. So now we do create frame, which is in a layer. That should be okay. I think this is fine. Draw layers there. Okay, so now we go into the layer specific stuff. So this is going to be called frame. Draw layers. Okay, and what we want to do here is just nothing. And then we do same over there. So let's see. Draw layers, yep. And we're going to have to do the same over here. Clear context should still be okay. Clear layers. So this is going to be layer or frame. Clear layers. And we're just going to delete all of this guy in here. Actually, should we read in the color? I think we should read in the color. Clear layers, and then we read in the color. We want to clear it too. Should we read in a color? In principle, no, because we have the background color. So we should just be able to do that. Okay, let's keep going. Init layers, yes, so for init layers, this guy's going to be turned into the constructor, so we don't necessarily need this anymore. Okay, let me get some quick water, and then we'll go from there. Again, it's going to be one of those, I guess, somewhat busy work streams, so you guys feel free to say whatever you want in chat. Again, I've been thinking about this a lot recently as far as the building of the audience and everything is concerned. I don't know. I just need to collaborate with more people, I think. That's, I think, the best way to grow. And that's what I need to do. I think that's the only way I'm going to grow because of the way my channel's set up. So let's do draw layers here. Frame draw layers. Okay, so I guess we need to now start creating these guys in here. So let's see. For draw layers, we have string PNG ID. Set source service layer.size. So I guess this means we need some sort of constant that goes through. But actually, we should have for draw layers, and this should be layers.size. And then in here we have layers here. There we go. But probably simulators should just squash since he's the last instance. I luckily just... Wait, what did you do to the squashing? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so we have layers here. And yeah, we should have everything else. Okay, so layers there. And layers there. In principle, that should be okay. Okay, so let's go down here to clear layers and let's see what we have. Layers of 0, all that should be okay still because layers should be an internal guy. And now we have to fix this init layers guy. Okay, so let's do it. Struct frame. Ah, I see. So this shouldn't be frame anymore. This should be layer. Okay, so now we're going to do frame. And in here, we're going to add in everything we need to add in. So what do we need to add in? I would guess... I would guess for this one, we don't actually have to add in too much. Wait, npm finish publishing my darn module? What's up with the module exactly? I don't actually know what npm is, if I'm being honest. I know I should, but I don't. Okay. So we're gonna do frame. And I don't think we actually need anything to read in here. I think we're actually okay. Yep, so let's just pop down here. And we're just going to create a layer. So we're going to say layers.pushback. And we're just going to say layer. wait, am I allowed to do that? I think I want to do layer here. Something like that. This is totally not going to build. I just selected 8 commits with get rebase head 8, and it rebases 9. It should be the past 8 commits, and then it should squash it together or something like that. I'm not sure. Again, I mean, I know that I need to get better with version control, I definitely do. Okay, so we push back all these different layers, and yeah, that should be okay. So I think I can actually remove this init layers function down here. And in principle, yeah, in principle this should be okay. Error expected semicolon frame functions dot h68 68 layers here for oh yeah of course right quit struct frame no member draw frame. That's because it's draw layer, so let's go to draw frame. Draw frame. Okay, what happened there? Oh wait, maybe visualization test. So let's go into vi visualization test.cpp. And what I want to do is the following. I want to say frame test. Oh, that's what I had. And then test.draw layers. I think that's correct. And then this guy, we're just going to delete from there. Make that. Frame functions.h67. Let's see. Let's try and make again. This guy still didn't make because I'm an idiot, but we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so has no member, resolution X, resolution Y. What are all these guys? These guys are all breaking in. Frame functions 31. Frame constant struct frame has no member, frame context. Frame functions.cpp. That should be over here. So let's take a look at these. Vi source frame functions. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Struct frame, no member frame context. Did you mean frame? Okay, so let's go to 31. This is because this should be layer instead of frame. Layer, layer, and yeah, so now we go here, vi include, frame functions, and let's look for, let's see, what am I looking for here? I think I'm just going to G here, and that should be okay. Go over here and make that. Okay, what else are we making? Frame function 86. Let's go to 86. It says png layer 0.png base draw layers. Okay, so here's where we have some problems. Draw layers here. So png id equals layer of 0. Should be layers of 0. Error expecting identifier before numeric constant. That seems fair enough. .id. Yeah, that should be fine. Background color was not declared in the scope. That's because background color should be the layer of 0.background color. Let's go into vi here. And we are going to do, let's see, 108. So for background color, we're going to do layers of 0.background color. Yep, perfect syntax. So let's just grab this guy. Actually, let's just grab all of this guy. Dang it, I screwed it up. And we're going to pop these guys down to the next line. And we're going to put layers of 0 dot and layers of 0 dot. Like that. Okay, what else do we have? Layer 0, 90. How am I still screwing up this naming convention? Layers 0. Background color. Yes, it should be background color. I don't know how I'm screwing this up so badly, but we'll get there. Error no matching call for create background. Frame double, and it was the words create background. Create background. Here we are, layer anim. G. What do we have down here? create background should be on line 28. Create background frame, so this should be layer. Right, that, go over here, make that. Okay, that seemed to make, that's good. Okay, so now in principle, we have a layer and we should be able to draw that layer. So what I'm gonna do is just run ./viz test. That didn't do anything. Why didn't it do anything? Let's go ahead and remove image, wait, ls, remove 000.png, and remove temp, image 000.png, run viz test, do a quick ls temp, and it looks like we have an image 000.png. Didn't I just erase that? I think I just erased it. Slack crashes. Okay, so let me take a look at what we have here. Discord crashes too, of course. So we're gonna do Mirage, image. Let's actually, here's what I'm gonna do, just to make sure that this is working. Right quick, go into, what do I want? Source frame function, no. So I'm gonna go into vi source visualization test.cpp. Okay, so we create test, and then just to draw the layers, we just do draw layers. Fine, fair enough. I have to create a few more functions, which will be like to add a new layer or something like that. So let's go ahead and do that too. Now, as far as the layer is concerned, we probably want the ability to like change the initialization or something like that. So here's what I need to do. I need to go ahead and add in vi include, a bunch of different stuff in here. So vi include, and we want to do frame functions.h, and we're gonna pop down here and see what we have. Okay, so what I need to do is change this constructor so that we can basically add in a bunch of different stuff. So again, I'm going to add a very simple constructor, and we'll add more constructors as we start developing this more. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But I need a, I would like a function that is append layer, like another layer to add in there. Then every time we need to, like, let's say, yeah, like what I'm saying before, or what you were saying before. So if the user wants to draw like a shape on layer 2, then we just call the function append layers twice or something like that. Something rather straightforward. Nothing crazy here. For now, I'm just going to try to initialize things slightly differently, do some stuff. There's a lot of just tedious work to get done here, which is why if you guys want to talk about literally anything in the chat, feel free to do so. Again, I tried to kind of start today off talking about YouTube drama and stuff like that, because YouTube drama gets the clicks, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's how it is, you know. Let me get some more water. I don't know why I'm always so thirsty. Every single morning, I'm just incredibly thirsty. But that's how it is. Anyway, we have a lot of work to do here. So what I'm probably going to do is get most of that work done while I'm traveling, and hope that that's okay, basically. So, and then the other stuff I need to work on while I'm traveling is the fractal flame stuff. So what I'm hoping, and again, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'm hoping that like a lot of these collaborations I have coming up are, you know, super popular videos that kind of get more people into the community, you know? It's kind of like my shot at revitalizing the community that we have. It's not that it's not vital already, it's just that because the stuff I've been covering is kind of simple, I feel like people haven't been watching as much. But the thing that bugs me is how unpopular the stable marriage video was, because I thought that would have been one of the videos that literally all of my subscribers watches, you know, because it's an interesting mathematical problem, that kind of thing. But for some reason it got like no views, and so I don't know, it's bugging me a bit. You know, like there's something ominous about it. I just can't quite figure out what. But we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and create this simple constructor here. So I want to do the following. So we're going to create another constructor in which I guess we explicitly state everything. You can call your fork import code block pp, since you already forking import code block patched. Ha. So we're going to do layer. And what do we want to read in here? I guess we're going to be incredibly explicit here and read in color, background, and then we want to read in int I. Forgive me for the naming here. Int x, int y int width int FPS. I guess I'm just gonna do PS, and then string. I guess we're just gonna call it str for now, whatever. Pop it down here, and then we're just gonna basically grab this guy and change it. So now we're gonna say, oh, that was kind of a weird way to do it. So we're gonna say background color is going to be equal to BG. Then we're gonna do ID, resolution X of X, resolution Y of Y, line width of width. Okay, then we're going to do FPS of PS, because I'm great at naming things, and then finally PNG base of string. str. Okay, then in here what we're going to do is init, and it should work. Something like that. Why does it need an ID? The ID is so that when we're outputting images, like if we're outputting a whole bunch of images together, it knows which ID to call. So like if it's image, how do I put this? Like image 0 will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You know, image 1 will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Image 2 will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 2. You know what I mean? So it needs to know what ID to call there. There's probably a way to do this without doing that, in which the ID is... Yeah, okay, fine, you're right. We don't actually need... No, it should be on layer. It should definitely be on layer. Oh, no, you're right. Maybe it should be on frame. Yep, okay, fine. Let's pop down here and do that. Okay, int ID is here, and then we remove ID from up here. ID is removed there, and then I guess we have to remove the draw layer command, which I guess is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and update that. DD there, and that should be okay. So ID should be removed here. So we're going to remove the draw layer command. Okay. So now we're going to go into frame functions here, and let's go to draw layer. And let's see, do I need this? I think I can go away with it because we should have, wait a minute, do we have draw? Does draw layer call draw layers? No, it doesn't look like it does. So let's go to draw layer. Up one more. Yeah, so we can remove this function in here. Okay, and instead of layer 0.id, we're going to say id plus equals 1. And then we should be able to do, where's id here? This. There. Okay. And I think I can just, should be on scene or whatever it's going to be called. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So I guess in principle we don't need the FPS there. Do I use the FPS anywhere in here? No. So what I need to do is go into VI source and I'm sorry, VI to do, because I'm probably not going to be able to get this done today. And I'm going to say create. One second. Come on. One of these days, scene struct that has FPS and additional in it. Okay, good. So let's go back into framefunctions.h and let's clean this up. Okay, so you're right, we don't need FPS. So let's see, where's the create frame function? Do I use the create frame function? Here, we have create frame. I don't think I actually use this anymore. I do not, so we can go ahead and get rid of this create frame. And let's go up here. There we go. Init, I definitely use. So let's see, where is init? Here. So let's see, RGBA, but I think I can just remove some stuff here. So we don't need FPS anymore. We don't need ID anymore, but I think I already deleted ID. So let's go ahead and get rid of FPS. And I guess the PNG base can be put outside too. So let's do FPS here. And we're going to remove I here. And the PS here. And then the STD string can be current frame. Oh, current frame I don't even use. So I can delete that. Okay, let's see, what else do I need to delete? Resolution X, resolution Y, we need these guys. Vector origin, I don't have this initialized right now. I can remove that. Okay, yep, you're probably right, but I need... Let me think. Oh, but okay, you got it? Fantastic. Okay, let me think about this. The PNG base, I need to put that... I need to put the PNG base where I put the layer. The origin, what the idea was let me try see if I can draw this out. For some reason, I'm failing miserably at speaking today. Here was the idea. Each layer, so here we have the image. This is the origin, 0, 0, of this giant layer, but in principle, the layers could be of a different size and have a different origin. So we could have these guys here, here, or here. Anywhere between the two. So, that's where they could be. So because we could put them anywhere, I figured it would be nice to have the ability to have the origin wherever we wanted to move it. So we can move the frame around, transform the layer, this type of thing. And then we project the layer back onto the main layer in the end. So in principle, I do want that vector origin in there because this would allow us to basically draw a shape and then never draw that shape again by not clearing it. That's something we have to kind of consider. So I think I already have that in the to-do list though. So that's why I think I can remove it. So let's see, what do we have here? I think I can remove this. That's okay. I think everything else is necessary. Let me comment it out. Okay, anything else I need here? So color background, int X, int Y, int width, string str. I don't need the string str anymore. Here, because I think I'm going to put the string str in the frame for now. Okay, so we have temp image. Again, we don't need PNG base here, so we can go ahead and get rid of this. In fact, we can get rid of this entire line. Just pop over here. R there. Okay, that cleans things up a good bit. So now let's go into this frame struct and let's add in the things that we just removed from there. So we're going to want to do std string. For now, it's in here. We'll think about if we want to put it somewhere else later. PNG base, as it was before. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this into temp image for now. I would have frame return a representation of the drawn image and have scene save them into a file. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me go ahead and add that to the to list. I'm not going to be able to get that done today, but that's a good thing to add in the future. So, return representation of image from frame struct, and then render to file in scene struct. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 spaces here and there so that I know that that's kind of a sub point there. Okay, so let's keep going. Background color, resolution X, resolution Y. What else did we remove? I think that's probably okay. What we have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this equal to here. Again, these are temporary things. And now we need to go ahead and update everything back over here. So I think layer destroy should still be fine. Create background, those should be fine. But I need to change where we do the PNG base here just to be PNG base. Yep, for draw layers. And anything else I need to do? In principle, this should be okay. So let me go ahead and write this, go over here, frame quit, and let's make that. Okay, let me take a look at this. vi include frame functions. As for PNG, so you don't duplicate PNG waves for 1,000 frames. Yeah, you're right. I definitely agree with you there. For now, though, because of the way I haven't yet implemented the scene struct, for now I need something to write to, so I think this is okay. What are we going to do? We're going to do layer. What am I looking for? I'm looking for 40. Layer here, background color. Here, what's the problem? I expected... what did you expect? I expected that before that. The heck? Oh. Okay, that would explain it. Make. What else do we have here? PNG base string. Okay, let's go to 45. Base color. PNG base. That's the thing I don't need. Okay, frame. What do we have here? It's going to be at 62. I also misspelled resolution X and resolution Y. That's great. RS. R... What? Oh, I see. No, I spelled the other one correctly. Now we're going to go to 62. And see what we have there. So frame. And it should be layer pushback layers, but it's missing a semicolon. How's it? Oh, I see, because I forgot a semicolon there. Let's try making that. Okay, that one seems to make just fine. So now let me go ahead and change the initialization here so that we initialize the layer with maybe a different color or something like that. And then we can go from there. So let's do it. So now we're going to create a new initializer here. So it's going to be basically the same thing we had before, but with different initialization schemes. So we're going to do frame here, there. Oh, I should have just, screw it. And in this case, we're going to push back whatever we're pushing back in here. So let's do it. It's going to be color, background, int x, int y, int width. So in here, we're going to push back background color. So it's going to be BG, X, Y, width. Okay, so in principle, great. So now let's go ahead and right quit. Let's go into frame. Oh, 1 second. There we go. VI source visualization test. And let's see what happens. So what I want to do is test, but I want to read in a couple of different things. I want to read in a color. All right, guys, what's your favorite color? Give me a favorite color. So I'm going to say background is going to be equal to something, 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 something. So we're going to say background color, and then we're going to give it an X and Y. So we're going to say 600, 400, and a line width of 1 just to get this guy started. Background color, guys, anyone? If anyone's still there. Do layers in place back. Background color equals pizza. I don't know what a pizza color would be. Maybe yellow? Green. Okay, that's something I can do. Green. R is going to be 0, 1, 0, 1. Let's go ahead and make that. Okay, so in place back. Yep, that sounds like a good idea. Frame test. Forgot something. What did I forget? I forgot a semicolon here. Make that. Okay, so now let's take a look at what we have. If we do the last visualization test. I don't know what color pizza is. Visualization test. And let's do a mirage, see what we get. This is not the right mirage, so mirage temp image 000. That's black. That is black if I've ever seen it. So that means we're not quite working here. So as far as the in place back is concerned, let me think. That means I need to allocate things beforehand, right? So let me go into VI source. And let's go into VI include. And what do I want to include here? I want to include. What do I want to include? I want to include frame functions. G. Oh, I can just use in place back? For some reason, I thought I had to reserve before using in place back. So let's try Visualization test. Sure, okay. Constructs the layer in place, saving you a copy. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so then what do I want to do? For some reason, it did not change the background color, so there's something going wrong here. And the question is, what is going wrong? That is a very good question. Thanks for asking, and I don't know what the answer is. Wait. In the second in-place pack, remove layer. Layer params. 1 second. Layer params to params. Oh, I see what you're saying. So we do just this. Okay. So let's try visualization test there. Cool, okay. So in-place back does... okay, that's fine. Thanks, Gaston, appreciate that. I need to look into that again. I know at some point, like a year ago, I looked into it, and then I just kind of... I always forget about that kind of stuff. So now we're going to let's see, what do I want to go into? I want to go into... Right, quit here. I want to figure out why we're not drawing a green image. That's what I want to figure out. So let's go into VI source, and we have frame functions there. Color background should be red, green, blue, alpha. If you use that version of in-place back, it's going to be more efficient. Sure. Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. So test draw layers. So in principle, this should be a problem with the draw layers function. But just to be safe, let's go down. And actually, I think the background color here, to be fair, I think the background color can be set in a different place. So let's do include frame functions. G here. If you do in-place back layer background, it's potentially worse than pushback. Interesting. Okay, so what I actually want to do is put the background color in here. Let me try something. There. And the reason I want to do this is because there's no reason, I mean, all the other layers are transparent except for the background color, right? So there's no reason to have the background color in here when I could have it elsewhere. I say background color here, so just resolution X, resolution Y. Background color here, just resolution X, resolution Y should be okay. Now let's go down here, modify these guys as we had before. So let's see. Here, instead of BG, we remove BG. And we say here that BG color is going to be BG. There we go. So that should be okay. Yes. Okay, so now what we need to do is modify these guys over here. So let's go into VI source and frame functions. And let's go down to the draw layers command in here. And for the background color, oh wait, where is the background color? Set surface. Draw layers. I think it's a good idea to let the user set the layer background. Well, I don't understand. So why would they set the layer background? So then the idea would be... I don't think I fully understand what the point would be to set the colors of the different layers. Oh, I see. Yeah, they could have different alpha values. Fine, fair enough. Okay, I'll agree with that. Sure. PG here. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Okay, so let's see, layer color background. So we're going to say background color is going to be equal to BG. And let's do the same thing up here. So background color 0, 0, 0, 1 for the initial guy. And then we're just going to go in here and say background color color. Make that. No action call for color int. Let me think. What do we have here? For color, I just screwed something up big time. So let's go into vi include frame functions .h and let's go into 40. Okay, background color. Oh, that's because I forgot this guy. Yeah, in principle, yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this, go over here, make that. Okay, so this makes, now the question is, why is the draw layers command not working the way I want it to? So we should read in the background color there. So let's figure out this draw layers command. Let's go down to draw layers. Okay, so we should be drawing on the middle layer there, on the bottom layer there. So we've initialized all the different layers. I wonder... Oh, we're only initializing one layer here, actually. So when we initialize that layer... Cairo Paint, layers 0. Do I use background color at all here? Clear layers, fine. Let's see, set source RGB, background color here. In the initializing of the layers we do. So we should be initializing it as a particular color. So then the question is, why is this not doing what I want it to do? This song is super trollsy, by the way, every single time. Let me get some water real quick. Every single time it pops up. How do you initialize the frames? I use this init function. Here, I'll show it to you. 1 second. Vi source. And I want to do, I'm sorry, include frame functions. All I do is I call this init function here. So I say background color is equal to the background and then I init there. So then I just use this function. So we have frame surface, Cairo set source. So the idea is that I do Cairo set source, RGB here. Cairo rectangle, Cairo fill. So I basically create a rectangle from 0, 0 to the entire screen down here, and then I fill the context. So in this case, I set the color to be whatever I set the color to be, and then after setting the color to be that, I draw over it. So that should be, I think, okay. Let's see, so with the M plus back guy, background X, Y, and width. Oh, you know what I just did? Oh, I think I realized what I just did. I think I realized something. Oh, sorry. We go into visualization test. This is what I do. Color background, background color, 600, 400. But I realized I just did something kind of stupid here. The string PNG base is different than what I want it to be. Let's make that. Do a quick ls, remove temp image, and let's run visualization test. Mirage temp image. Ah, there we go. There's our green square. Great. I put the PNG base in the wrong directory, basically. So that was the problem there. Good. We're getting there. So now we have a single green square. That's pretty good. We're getting there, guys. This is our green screen. From now on, this is what I'll use behind me for all of my videos. In fact, I guess I can just go ahead and bring this down here to the bottom, just there. That's probably perfect. That's not perfect at all. Okay, so now what's next? We have a bunch of different things to do on the to-do list. So we have our frame being generated. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, should we go ahead and start creating the animation? I suppose in principle, yes, but in practice, there's one more thing I feel like we need to do, and that's create a function in order to push the number of frames forward. And I know that seems kind of stupid, but the reasoning is kind of straightforward here. So I want to just go ahead and now draw on a separate frame. So I want to create a separate frame right here, and then I want to draw something on it, just to say that we can draw on top of the previous frame. And then we can get the exact same image we got yesterday. Looking forward to it. Okay, so let's do it. Vi include, and let's go into frame functions.h, and let's hopefully get something done. I don't know how far we'll get, but hopefully we get somewhere. Okay, so the question is, let's go ahead and just for now, create a new function in here, which will be, let me just go here, put in some comments, constructors. Let's see, void draw layers, clear layers. So let's say, I guess we can create a new layer. I guess create layer would be the best way to do it. Add layer, append layer. I mean, we could also just create a layer and put it on top of the previous layer that we already have. Like we could do it in the following way. So frame test, and then we just say test layers. Dot pushback. And then I guess I just read in an alpha color. Something like this. And then we push back, I guess alpha. Then we want to do 600, 400, 1. How about 3 for 3 for line width, something like this. Okay, so that in principle should work if we change the way I did pushback because I screwed something up. No, I'm not trying to increase frames. I'm trying to increase layers. I'm still at this point where I'm doing. I just drew shapes on that one. I'm still doing this part. I haven't yet started adding in animations. I'm doing the. I just want to concatenate a couple layers together. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. We have test.layers.pushback, alpha background 600, 403. I can do it that way. I don't like it that way, but I could. I could just create another function in here, which is void create or add layer. And I think this is probably the best way to do it here, and just do, yeah, I keep all of the same, yeah, this is what I want to do. Test.layers. I guess in place back. And I'm just going to do, I think 0, 0, 0, 0, if this will work. And then I want to do layers of 0, which is the initial frame, dot resolution X. And layers of 0, dot resolution Y. And then I want to do the width. Test.layers. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Then I want to do, add in the last one, which is going to be line width, which is, I can actually probably put up here, which is going to be 1. Let's do 3. Okay. So let's see what happens if we write this. Make. What's wrong with, wait, I'm confused. What's wrong with that? I don't see what's wrong with test.layers. Sorry about that. Wait, should it be test dot? We have a vector of layers in test. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with that. Let's see. What? I mean, test was not declared in the scope. Oh, I see. I see. You were saying for that, there's something wrong with that. I see what you're saying. My bad. I want to do. I totally understand now. I thought you were talking about visualization test. I didn't realize you were talking about this. So I'm going to say layers. That in place back. Make that. Okay, and what I want to do is remove this guy, and I just want to add a blink layer on top of it. Yep. Yep, I understand. I misunderstood what you were saying before. Make that. Then we have error. What's the error? No matching function call for s in place back. Int. I guess it would be because. Let me think. Do I have to do this? Let me see. Alpha. Color. Alpha. Equals 0. Yeah, okay, so that was my fault for not putting a constant in front of things. Okay, so let's see, what do we do here? Background color here. Yeah, so I guess I would put a color background in here. Or const there. That should allow me to do... Here, let me check this. Sorry, for some reason, again, I'm just getting super thirsty. There, DD there. And let's see, what else we have? I should put a constant in front of everything, but no matching for call to in place back. No, it still doesn't like that. Not sure why. I'll take a look at that in a bit. It's not super important. Oh, I need the ampersand? I didn't know that. Include here. So let's look for a const because it's the only one I put in there. No, it isn't. Const color ampersand. Do the same thing down here. Const color ampersand. Make that. No matching call 4. Layers are in place back. Include frame functions. Layer constant color background. Let me look at this for a second. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. Alright, Gusrin says, oh right, so he knows what's up. I clearly don't. Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. Will that work? I think it has to be... I guess I would need the following, right? Background color. Oh. Oh, shoot. You're right, my bad. Init, in place back. And then I want to go here and change this back to what it was before. Oh, this one was already working, wasn't it? Screw it, let's go back. That was my bad. I made too many changes. So I want to change this to color. Neato. Okay, so let's go into what I want to do here. Include framefunctions.h, and let me just change one thing real quick. Okay, so in principle, I should be able to add a new layer, and I should just be able to draw something very simple on top of it. That is the goal for that. No one saw that? Okay, so now what I want to do is test.add layer. Let me just make sure this compiles, and then we're going to draw something on that layer. Okay, seems good. So let's just do what we did before with the Cairo arc and Cairo stroke, and hopefully this guy works out. Oh, okay, so we're doing layers 1 .frame context. Again, all this notation is going to change, but let me just do a quick right here, go over here, make that. And I think the problem is going to be that we don't have, yep. Again, we're going to change this when we start going into the shape functions. We're just not quite there yet. The other thing, Cairo arc, Cairo stroke, I need to change the color. So we want to set the source to something else. So guys, another question. What is your second favorite color? We already have a green background, so we want something that goes well with the green background. Give me your favorite second color. Anything you want. Okay. So then in principle, this should work. Pizza. What is pizza? Yellow, I guess? I don't know what. Green and red. Let's do yellow. Okay, yellow it is. Our R1. That was a 2. R1. R1 there. Make that. Layers was not declared. We can test out layers. I think you meant color. Let's do test.layers. Make that. In principle then, if we run visualization test, we should see a yellow pizza colored, I don't know. Let's get visualization test. Let's do mirage. And yep, there is our circle right there. Now it's not centered, and it's not centered because I didn't put it at the center. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's my fault. But yeah, so we do see the yellow circle. So in principle, we have the layers and we're concatenating on there. And this means we're back to where we started yesterday. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff still left to do, but the underlying stuff is there, right? So this is much easier to use. We just create frame test, we add layers, we can do everything we want from there, we draw layers. This should be relatively straightforward. Now the last thing I need to do is after draw layers, what I want to do is I want to clear the context afterwards. So let's do that. Let's go into frame functions here. Let's go draw layers. Here we have it there. And at the end here, I want to just clear the layers at the end. So I think there's a clear layers command that I can use. So after this, I just want to do clear layers. And in principle, I just want to draw another frame immediately after that because we increase the ID +1. And so in principle, we can just draw another layer just whenever we want. Okay, let's see what happens. Right, quit. So let's go into visualization test. So we want to do test.drawLayers, and I just want to repeat this. Okay. Okay, good. It seems to work. The background color stays the same, and we remove the image over the top. Now for clear layers, yeah, the question is, do we want to completely remove the additional layers and have people place back the layers as we go along? And I don't think I want to do that. I think I want a separate function to specifically remove layers later, if that's what we choose to do. Yeah, I think that's probably okay. So we're going to do draw layers there. And yeah, so there's still some stuff left to do here, but I think that's a good start. Let me change the background color here to black, just because black's a little bit cleaner. Let's do make here. Okay, good. Yeah, that seems to do just fine. Okay, so that's good to go. Now, again, there's a lot of stuff left to do here. Let's go into the VI to do. That's not what I meant. VI to do. So we have a constructor for the frame struct. That's already been done. Double buffering is something that we'll probably have to do in the future. Implement time and space correctly. That needs to be done. Pipe FFmpeg for immediate video rendering. Again, needs to be done. Re-implement shape functions. So with the piping of the FFmpeg stuff, that goes back to what Gustron was saying before, in that when we do the draw layers or something like that, we actually probably don't want to return an image from that. We want to return like some sort of representation of the image that's then piped into FFmpeg or something like this. That's, I think, a better way to do this. So we re-implement shape functions. Again, that still needs to be done. We need to add in the trademark panels for the data structure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do here. But I think right now is probably a good stopping place. Yeah, I think this is probably a good stopping place. So I think what I'm going to do, and I realize it's very messy, is I'm going to go ahead and commit what I currently have to a beta branch, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Probably just return PNG byte array. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how to read it in. I really want to be able to pipe this into some sort of video player. Like, I want to be able to output a video and a string of images. I want to be able to choose between outputting a string of images and outputting a video. So that's something I need to look into. But I think it should be relatively straightforward. Like, there has to be some way to interface this with something. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be a way to do it, right? And we'll go from there. I mean, again, if Manam does it with FFmpeg, there's probably a similar way to do it here. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do git branch beta. That's not how you spell branch. Git checkout beta. Wait a minute. Did I just do something stupid? Git status. No, I didn't. That's okay. So let's go ahead and do git add dot Git status. And we should be okay to go from there. I saw that roughly, but we could maybe manage the A to-dos here. Okay, let me take a look. Trello lets you work more collaboratively and get more done. I still don't know what this is. If I know exactly, if I'm being completely honest here. Trello's boards, lists, and cards enable you to organize and prioritize projects in a fun, flexible, and rewarding way. Oh, okay, I see. It's some sort of... Yeah, we can look into it. For now, I think GitHub is sufficient, but if we add way more users, we might need a better way to do this. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to create like GitHub issues or something like that for each of the to-do lists or something that we need done. I'm not sure. That's something we can talk about. Yeah. Again, maybe in the future. So git commit -m recreating simple functions with a new I'm just rewriting. Let's say beginning rewrite of visualization library can draw layers. Okay, git push origin. Let's do master. No, beta. Okay, so now I think we're okay to call it for the day. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Have a great day, night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it happens to be your time, and I will see you around next time for the next episode of Simulayos. It won't be tomorrow, it won't be the next day, it will be 2 days from now. So tomorrow is Saturday my time. I will spend the time working on the Euler Methods video, which should come out Sunday morning, I'm hoping. And then after that, I will, let's see, work on the Huffman encoding video, which will come out 2 weeks from there. I will be traveling at some point coming up soon. Next Friday, I'll be traveling. So when that happens, I will be not able to stream for like almost a week and a half, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but that's how it is. Having, let's see, GitHub is a nicely centralized way to deal with tasks, to-dos, etc., especially due to the low barrier of entry. Having the to-dos and so on in one unified place that includes multiple repos would be great, however. See a T2 designator, have a lot of fun with your CaiVL. You can make a to-do GitHub issue. Thanks for the stream. See ya. This is actually to-do markdown syntax. That's also true. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Of course, if you haven't already, please feel free to check out Discord, where we have usually ongoing discussion. This is usually a pretty good place to do it. Lois isn't doing right here, for example. Complete task. Okay. That's it, guys. Thanks for coming in, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.